Hey, man, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So my first question when it comes to playing this character, which I think you do wonderfully, you do incredibly well, how much pressure do you put on yourself every day playing this person? And you have to add certain tics and mannerisms and you have to represent something, but you don't want to go too far and you don't want to make anything comical in the way that you represent it. So how much pressure do you put on yourself? How do you get into that place?
I put a huge amount of pressure on myself. I mean, I wouldn't say I fully just put it on myself. It's just part of the job. I mean, having this big of a part on a TV series is always, I mean, I've never done it before, so that's one part of it. But then playing Sam, it's just, there's so much consideration that needs to go into every single scene and every single moment that I really don't get. I wouldn't call it relaxing ever at work. So.
But you don't in any way, as an actor and doing the job that you're doing a good job, you don't want to overplay that and you don't want to make it seem like he's consistently confused. Like you don't want to, you don't want to make it look bad on, or make us laugh at him essentially.
Yeah, I think that's, because, we have a whole team, including the writers and directors that come on, and I think everybody is very much on the same page that we're never laughing at Sam. I mean, Sam is really funny, and a lot of what Sam does is really funny, but that was always a concern from the beginning, was that we never wanted to feel like we were making fun of him or anything. And
it's that thin line that I imagine would add a lot of pressure, is like when he's doing something funny, having to take those beats to be like, what are we laughing at right now? Let's double check.
Yeah, and we'd stop a lot on set, actually, especially during the first season when we were still, figuring Sam out. And, there are a lot of times that we'll just stop for 20 minutes and go, hey, can we call Rabia in and maybe make a call to one of our experts, consultants, and just make sure that everybody feels good about what's going on here. And I always feel like I have that ability to just kind of put a pause because I get confused too. There are times where I'm looking at the scene and maybe I'm just misreading it, but I need some clarification. And so it's a real team effort in terms of keeping it at the right tone, I guess.
And they established a tone on set where you could kind of consistently ask questions all the time to figure this out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rabia especially, our creator, is there all the time. And I just can't say enough. She puts in so many hours. She's always there on call. And she has a kid. And there were a lot of times during the first season she would even have to sleep at work sometimes, because she's not only there for us and then writing the next episodes and then also editing episodes we've already shot. And so there are so many different people that are just on call at all times. And so it feels very supportive.
It's not all red carpet and awards, everybody.
Yeah, no, it's not, that's not what it's about for us.
When you signed on to do the show, what were your first questions? What gave you the biggest pause?
I mean, it's easy, I guess, to say sign on. I read the script.
I guess you probably auditioned.
Yeah, I auditioned many times, actually.
Do you remember how many times?
I believe, I want to say 6 or 7 or something like that, which is normal to get a part like that on a TV series, especially given where I'm at in my career. Yeah, it was a long process, and we were even trying to figure Sam out in that process. I mean, and I think that Netflix and Sony really wanted to see different versions of Sam so we could sort of figure it out, because they also really wanted to find the tone of the show and really hone in on that. So yeah, as much as, I guess, signing on, I was committed from the second I met Rabia, and we had talked the script over for a few hours, and that was before my first audition, and I wanted to do this. And in fact, I rarely get like this, but this was the one time that I was like, I didn't want my friends to even talk about it. I did not want to jinx it, and people would ask for months, understandably, like, hey, did you hear about that show yet? And please just let's not talk about it right now. It's the thing I want more than anything, so.
And you're kind of choosy, right? In terms of the stuff that you go out for?
Yeah, no, I'm very picky, and it's something that I've been really lucky to have reps that understand that about me, and they know that if I'm not feeling something, it's just not really gonna happen. And but they also know what I like, so my agent Dar, he sent me the Atypical script and said, I think this is like one of the standout, scripts going this pilot season, and you'd be perfect for it. And yeah, so they kind of let me know when it's something I should really take a look at. But I will say that it's affected my career in some ways. I think some people will just they have this kind of really fast trajectory of like they get one thing and then they get a bigger thing and they do a bigger thing. Whereas I've been working for 15, almost 16 years and just sort of being really picky and slowly building up my resume.
You've said that this is probably the last time you're going to play a teenager. Is that true?
I would like to get away from the high school thing. I mean, I'm 26 in a couple weeks, so.
Happy birthday on upcoming.
Thank you, thank you. And I mean, I know I look young, but it more just comes down to if I read a script that really, you know, I'll still look at scripts, but generally speaking, the high school stories just I can't relate as much anymore, and I want to break into, you know, more adult roles and more, you know, adult stuff. So I mean, 10 years of doing scenes in high school hallways with lockers, it hit me at one point, and I was like, I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, it's, you know, I'm a little sick of it, but, you know, I think it's time to move forward. But that's not saying there may be something, I don't know, but I'm trying to move in that direction.